today. Contributor Erin Elmore. Erin, how are you?
Doing well. Glad to see you guys.
So let's break down this. Amanda, kind of brought in the facts on this stuff. Let's break down what we have here with not only the decision to uphold the order while it's being litigated, but now this new one that allows lawsuits and litigation during the case. Talk about what's going on.
It's very complex, and I think the best way to speak about this abortion case, or any abortion case for that matter, is to take emotion out of it and talk about the legal and the facts here. And if you look at the facts here, there's a lot of litigation going on, but we know that the Mississippi case, which is further down the road in terms of weeks and viability, I believe it's 16 weeks, that will likely be held up because there's a big gap between 6 and 16. But I do believe that the Supreme Court now may overturn Roe v. Wade, okay? That doesn't mean, now all the leftists out there don't start crying, that doesn't mean that abortion is gone. It means that it reverts to the states. This is the states' rights issue. So places like Texas, places like Mississippi will look a certain way. Places like New York and New Jersey will be a bit of a free-for-all and have completely different laws. So you're going to see different things in different states because the Supreme Court has basically said, first of all, Clarence Thomas said, I don't see abortion in the Constitution. So when you hear leftists say this is a constitutional right, it's not. The Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, you see that it's plainly written there. Abortion, not so much. So when you hear that argument, please just tell them right now that they're wrong. So what the Supreme Court is now basically, I think, saying, and we're not going to get this ruling until June or July, so we have a lot of time, is that we are 9 people in robes. Our opinions do not matter. Let's take this to your state. Will you vote on the abortion law and the abortion rights that you have in that state? It is not our place to decide.
And Erin, like you said, look at this legally, we're taking out opinion, we're taking out emotion, and breaking it down here, you're mentioning that this would go onto the state and said, and you also mentioned Mississippi, which you are correct, it is 15 weeks and there's no exceptions there. What about California here, who's declaring themselves as a sanctuary for abortion? What would that look like legally for people who want to travel to the state in order to get the procedure?
I mean, it looks like an absolute nightmare, but I've seen some actually, to infuse some humor into the situation, pro-life groups that will take pro-life women who are pregnant there, sort of to show the state what you're doing makes absolutely no sense. You're hurting your own taxpayers by bringing people into the state to try to save them from something that it doesn't really have to be the case. I think this is absolute ludicrous behavior, but I think anyone that has a conservative value or morals or sort of common sense has realized that everything that California does only ends up hurting their citizens, and I think this would be very similar.
Yeah, Erin Elmore, Amanda, appreciate you guys breaking this down for me. I learned something. All right, still to come, we'll have a whole lot.